My friend's older sister cornered me outside, then whispered, "Why do you always run from me?" She followed me outside again. I didn't hear her footsteps, she was always too careful for that, but I felt her presence before she spoke. A subtle shift in the quiet, like the night itself was holding its breath. I kept walking, pretending I hadn't noticed. Pretending she wasn't closing the distance between us with the same slow confidence she always carried, the kind that never needed permission. A soft click. The back door of her parents' house shut behind her. The porch light spilled over the gravel, sculpting her silhouette into something sharp and intentional. I didn't turn around, but I could feel her eyes dragging across my back, marking every step I took like a quiet accusation. Then her voice cut through the dark, low, controlled, too calm to be harmless. "You always walk away too soon." I stopped. The wind moved. The trees didn't. My pulse didn't spike, but something inside me shifted, something old, something I had buried under years of distance and polite indifference. The kind of emotion you pretend you never felt because admitting it would change everything. I finally turned. She was standing there with her arms folded, a half smile on her lips, a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Those eyes studied me with the kind of intensity people reserve for things they want to break open and understand, or ruin. She took one step forward and tilted her head. "Come on, say something. Or are you just going to run again?" I didn't answer, because for the first time I wasn't sure if running was still the safer choice. Her name was Ayla, my best friend's older sister, 2 years above us. Beautiful in a way that always looked deliberate, even when she pretended it wasn't. Sharp-minded, sharper-tongued. The type of person who could slice you open with a sentence and then walk away before you realized you were bleeding. When we were younger, she teased me in ways that didn't feel like teasing. Not cruel, just invasive. Like she saw something in me before I saw it myself, and she knew exactly how to press on it until I reacted. So I learned not to react. I built distance. I built silence. I built the habit of leaving rooms the moment she walked in. My friend never questioned it. He assumed Ayla annoyed me the same way siblings annoy everyone. But annoyance wasn't the word. Not then, not now. Earlier tonight we were all inside. The family dinner, the laughter, the forced politeness. I played along. I always did. Pretending not to notice the way Ayla kept watching me across the table. Pretending not to feel the tension crawling beneath her quiet stares. But something was different. Her brother left early. Her parents went to bed. The house dimmed until only the hallway light remained. That was when Ayla closed the kitchen door, leaned on the counter, and looked at me with something that felt too personal to be innocent. "You're still doing it," she said softly. I froze. Leaving before anything can happen. My throat tightened. I ignored her and stepped toward the back door. She didn't move. "Why do you run from me?" I didn't look back. I didn't answer. I just left. But she followed. And now, standing in the dark behind the house, I felt the old suspicion, the same one I tried to bury years ago, resurface with quiet violence. She didn't just want a reaction. She wanted control. And she wanted it from me. I should have walked home. I should have kept moving. I should have ignored her voice the way I trained myself to. But something in her tone tonight wasn't the same. There was no mockery, no laughter hidden behind the words, just a calm, pointed certainty, like she already knew what I would do next, and that bothered me more than anything. I turned slightly, just enough to see her leaning against the porch rail. The dim light traced the contours of her face, leaving half of it in shadow. She wasn't smiling anymore. She looked disappointed and angry, but not at me, at the distance between us. I scanned her expression, searching for the trick, the game, the motive. Ayla never approached without intention. Everything she did had a reason, even if she pretended otherwise. And she had been watching me all night. The way I avoided her, The way I didn't respond, the way I kept pretending the past never happened. Maybe she finally got tired of the pretense. I spoke first this time, my voice low, controlled. "Why did you follow me?" Her eyes narrowed. "Why do you think? Does your family know you do this?" She scoffed. "You think I care about anyone's opinion right now except yours?" I didn't respond. She stepped closer. Not too close, but close enough for the air between us to change temperature. I didn't step back. I wasn't afraid of her, just of what she could do to my composure. Because the truth was simple and inconvenient. No matter how much I ignored her all these years, I felt something around her. Something I didn't want to feel. Something she sensed. Her voice softened again. "You're lying to yourself." "About what?" "About why you avoid me." I kept my face still, emotionless. She watched me like someone waiting for a secret to reveal itself. Then she said something that made my chest go cold. "I know what you saw last summer." My stomach tightened. She tilted her head. "You didn't forget, did you? The night you came by and I didn't see you at first?" I remembered, too clearly. Her whisper slid across the space between us. "You saw who I was with." I stayed silent, even though the memory burned in my mind. The shadowed figure, the closed door, the whispers I wasn't meant to hear. A moment she thought was private, a mistake she thought no one witnessed. And now I realized something deeper, something dangerous. She wasn't here because she wanted me. She was here because she knew I knew something, and she wanted to know how much I remembered. She folded her arms, steadying me with a mix of tension and defiance. "Say it," she murmured. "Say you remember what happened." My jaw clenched. She took another step. "You saw him leave the room. You saw me follow him. You saw what you weren't supposed to see." I finally met her eyes, cold, heavy. I saw enough. Her breath hitched, just barely. "And you never told my brother, or my parents. No, you didn't tell anyone. No." The wind pushed a few loose strands of her hair across her face. She didn't brush them away. She just kept staring, like she was trying to understand me in ways she never bothered to before. "Why?" she whispered. "Because it wasn't my place." Her expression cracked, not fully, but enough for the control to slip. "You think it was just a mistake?" she said. "Something stupid I did once?" I didn't respond. The silence made her restless. She paced a slow circle, tension radiating from every movement. Then she stopped directly in front of me. "It wasn't a mistake." I waited. Her voice dropped into something raw. "It was someone I shouldn't have been with." I figured. She swallowed. "It wasn't the first time." Something in my stomach twisted. Her gaze steadied on mine. "And that's why you avoid me, isn't it? Because you think I'm, what, dangerous, reckless, untrustworthy?" I shook my head once. "No." "Then why?" she demanded, stepping closer. I held her stare without blinking. "Because you lie." That one sentence hit her harder than I expected. Her breathing changed. Her composure cracked wider. And then the truth came through her voice like a confession she never intended to give. "I lie to everyone," she said softly, "except you. That's why I hate that you run." I didn't answer, because I couldn't tell if the truth she was revealing was a trap. She reached for my arm. I didn't move, but I didn't let her touch me either. Her fingers stopped inches from my sleeve. She watched them hover there, frustration tightening her jaw. "You think you're protecting yourself," she whispered, "but you're not. You're just giving me more power." The honesty in her voice was sharper than any lie could be. I stepped back. Not far, just enough to make the distance deliberate. Her eyes darkened. I spoke quietly. "I know why you followed me." "Oh?" Her smile was humorless. "Enlighten me. You're not afraid I'll expose what I saw.
You're afraid I'll expose why you did it. Her breath caught, and suddenly all her confidence evaporated. I took one step forward. This time, she didn't move. You weren't with him because you loved him, I said. You weren't with him because you wanted him. You were with him because he was the one person who didn't run from you. Her lips parted. You used him to feel in control. Her voice cracked. You think you know everything? No. I shook my head slowly. But I know you. She blinked hard. Once, twice. Her voice trembled. So what now? You hold this over me? Threaten to tell my brother? Tell my family? No. Her confusion broke through the last of her defenses. I leaned in, not close enough to touch, just close enough for my
words to land where they would hurt most. I don't need to ruin you, I whispered. You're already breaking. Her breath faltered. And the worst part? I stepped back. You're not afraid of losing your reputation, or respect, or your carefully crafted persona. I let the last sentence putt clean. You're afraid of losing me. The truth hit her like a blow. Her shoulders slumped, her eyes lowered, her mask shattered. Because she knew I was right, and she knew she couldn't manipulate what she couldn't control. The wind shifted, the night softened, but she looked smaller than I had ever seen her, like the weight of everything she hid finally caught up to her. She tried to speak. Nothing came out. I turned toward the gate. Her voice finally broke through. Are you leaving? Yes. For good? I paused, not because I didn't know the answer, but because I wanted her to hear the silence before it came. Then I said it, until you stop running from yourself. She inhaled sharply. I didn't look back. The gravel crunched under my steps, each one heavier than the last. Not because I doubted my decision, but because I understood what it meant. For years, she chased control. For years, I gave her distance. Tonight, both patterns shattered. As I reached the edge of the street, her voice drifted through the dark, fragile, unfinished. I never wanted to hurt you. I didn't turn around. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. Some truth doesn't require confrontation. Some wounds don't need closure. Some people don't deserve a final conversation. I walked without stopping, without thinking, without regret, and for the first time in years, the night felt quiet, empty, free. By the time I reached the corner, I finally understood why she never let me leave without a fight. I was the only version of herself she couldn't control. And the moment I walked away, she finally realized it. I didn't run. I chose. And that choice was the only thing she could never take from me. Cold, final, absolute.
How could you do this?